Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Satisfactory. Okay, we're over here at the factory end, and I have made some changes. If you recall, at the end of last episode, assuming you watched the last episode, we were looking for bauxite, and we found some. In a slightly dodgy position, over there. But as you can see, I've made some changes, and, well, let's go and have a look, shall we? As you can see, I've already made a trackway above the trackway that already exists. Oops, that's, that truck seemed a little unstable there for a second, but it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, so I have built another trackway. This one goes all the way to the hub end. And down here, as you can see, we have some stuff coming in. Both of these conveyors are heading back the way I've just came. The top one is bringing coal in, and this bottom one, as you can see, comes down from that massive ramp there. And at the top of this, once we finally get there, it's a long way, is what I'm saying. So, at the top here, we have set up a miner. It is a Mark II miner on a bauxite node providing 240 bauxite per minute. And if we have a look, it goes all the way down around... What have we here? We have a little bauxite refinement station set up. Let me bring myself down to the ground without killing myself. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 water pumps. These water pumps, provide us with 120 water each per minute. There are 3 of them, which makes, if my maths is correct, 360. I mean, I'm pretty sure my maths is correct. I'm not good at maths, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. And if we come up here, we have a pair of refineries, each requiring 120 bauxite per minute, and if you remember, we were producing 240, and 180 water, and if you remember, we're producing 360, to produce alumina solution and silica, which come out the back here. And the alumina solution and the coal that we were bringing in goes into this refinery to make aluminium scrap. Or aluminum scrap, as they've got here. Yeesh, Americans, really. Aluminium scrap and water. So, whoops. At the moment, the aluminium scrap is coming up here, across the trackway. Just make sure I'm not going to get run over. And down here. Just into a splitter at the moment. We haven't done anything else with it yet. I am bringing, let me move around here, packaged fuel from down at the fuel refinery up onto here. Whoops, that was not good. Let's try that again. There we go. And we have a truck station, nicely loaded with fuel and set to unload. Now, if I follow this all the way down to the other end, as I say, this goes all the way through, unbroken through to the crystal mine, the quartz mine. Is it quartz mine? Yes, quartz mine, where we're producing silica. So I'll take us down there next. Right, we're down here at the space elevator briefly. You can see that that's the trackway, just follows the same route as the one we've got underneath it. The coal, I hooked up the 3rd coal mine from up the top there, and just looped it onto this conveyor, and it splits over there, drops down, and goes around that way. So that's... Okay, the coal line I think is just behind that one there. Goes into that splitter, then goes out into that conveyor lift onto that line. Yeah, so that's where I'm getting the coal from. And you can see that I have basically demolished or dismantled the original trackway that we had laid in, or part of it, to fit in the new one, which goes all the way through, as you can see. Nice straight line. So, I'll follow that down to the end. And here we are at the other end. We have ourselves a truck or tractor already set up. I need to put in the line, but I also need to connect everything up to the power. So over here, we're just actually finally using the silica that we were producing. We can still produce a lot more out of here, I think. We're using maybe 2/3 of the quartz that's being produced by that miner to produce silica, basically. We do have one of those constructors set up to make quartz crystals, but we're not using those yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think we need to use those to make the crystal oscillators. So at some point we'll take those off and feed them down to wherever we're going to make those. But let's pop a little bit of fuel. I need to get more fuel. Pop a little bit of fuel in. And I'll drive back down to the other end. As I say, I'm not going to set up the track yet until I've got everything connected up at the other end, because we need to figure out what we're going to do with all that alumina scrap. Aluminium scrap. Obviously we need to turn it into ingots, but I need to figure out the maths. I can't even remember how much we're producing. It's 300 and something a minute, I think. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with that water and how we're going to feed that back into the system without overflowing everything. Yeah, that'll be fun. So, I'll do that. Okay, back here then. This is the setup we've got. I've added in a loop to bring water back from here into this system for the refineries for the aluminium. This, when it's running, produces 120, which will negate the need for one of those pumps. But, obviously, it needs all of those pumps to get these two working in the first place. In order to get that working, in order to supply that 120 water back in. So once it's up and running, I should be able to turn off one of those pumps. But we need to figure out what we're going to do with everything. So, let's have a look. Aluminum scrap is 360 a minute, which is quite a lot. 360 a minute, you watch it. Now, let's have a look. What can we do with the various aluminum or aluminium bits and pieces? First thing we want to do is produce ingots, for which we need silica and aluminum scrap. 60 a minute requires 6 per unit. Brain. Let's do this the easy way. Refinery. Let's chuck a refinery down. Where are we? Do we want... We don't want a refinery, do we? We want... What do we want? Aluminium ingots. We want a foundry. Okay. Let's put in a foundry if we can. We don't have enough. Typical. Right, let me go and grab those. I'll be right back. Okay, I have what I need, I think. So, foundry was what we wanted, wasn't it? So let's chuck in a foundry. Aluminium ingots. We need 90 scrap a minute and 75 silica. That should be alright. Probably. Maybe. Let's have a look. You're producing 50 silica, so we need to bring you across as well. and join you up with the silica coming in here. Okay. Okay. That's all right. We can do that. Yeah. But we are producing, I keep forgetting, 360. So that's enough for 4 foundries. So I'll need 300 silica coming in. That might not be doable. No, that might not be currently doable. Oh, then I'll have a look at that anyway. But yeah, we need 4 of these. Okay, how much space do we need for 4 of these? Quite a lot, I would imagine. Actually, they're not too bad, are they? Okay, if they're coming in there, we can probably get away with... Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll put another couple of bits of foundation in. And then 1 more foundry. And I've put them around the right way, haven't I? Wow. Okay. So. No. Sorry. Okay, so we want to bring it in there and then set up to split down. So we want splitter, splitter. Okay, yeah. I'll lay this out and then I'll be back. Okay, I've set everything up. I think I've done it right. So, bringing the silica in from over there next to that one, which is the alumina scrap. Drops down into a merger, combining it, combining with what's coming in from the tractor, or what will be coming in from the tractor, into a splitter, which feeds it out into another splitter there, and another splitter there, which feeds them into those 2 and those 2. And I've basically done the same with the alumina line. These are floating a little bit, but, you know, that's fine. It's not neat, but again, that's fine. But it's all connected up and should all be working. So these should now be producing us 240 aluminium ingots per minute. Assuming that everything else is set up right. Well, I guess the only thing to do now is connect it all up. Okay. Something's wrong. What is wrong? Why are these not... That should have connected everything... Oops. That should have connected everything up. We do have power coming through these lines. But apparently not through these. Okay. That will be why. It didn't replace that, it just built a new one on top of it. Okay. Okay. That's fine. We can deal with this. Connect that up. Connect that back up. Connect that up. Everything should now be connected. Nothing apparently dropped out while that was happening, which is good. So I think we have enough redundancy on the line. Now, connect those up. Yes, there we go. Water is pumping. I should probably connect the water pump. That would help, wouldn't it? Right, water is in those pipes. Water is getting into these pipes. Okay. Is that pump too high? That pump might be too high. Nope, no, it started. Water is going up there. Okay, good, good, good. Water is coming into there. Right, now I need to go and connect up the bauxite mine. Because I'm doing this methodically, and it's not because I forgot to hook up the bauxite mine. Okay, the bauxite is arriving. And we're starting to make a luminous solution. That's good. Right. Silica is already coming out. Alumina solution's already coming out. And slowly filtering into here. There we go. So that should start making alumina scrap. Now we already have... Oops, that's the wrong button. Already have some silica coming in here, but what I need to do now is set up the route for this tractor. So they should start producing a little bit now that that's going in. There we go. That looks like they're starting to produce. That's good. Right. Now, let me start this. Okay, minor recording issues aside, we have set up the loop there. It's just gone off to get the next load. As you can see, we are unloading silica. It had quite a lot to unload, so we're good for a little while. So, all of this should now be producing happily, which it is. And we are full of aluminum, or aluminium, ingots. So, next thing we want to look at is what else we want to build with this, what else we need to build with this. So, all clad sheets, we need copper. That's not a problem. Because there is a copper node up there that we haven't touched yet. So we can take out, how much are we producing? 60 a minute. So if we take half of those, yeah, okay, and draw them up that way. Oops. We have a copper node up here that we can connect up and start making all clad sheets. And we can just sort of bolt that onto the side of this factory here. Okay. I think that's the case. I'm just going to go and double check there is still a copper node over here that we haven't connected up. Yep, there is. Look at that. Okay. That's good. Ooh, nuts. What have we got? A normal node. Okay. Okay, we need to get rid of all of this rubbish here. And then we can just build out here with the all-clad sheets, I think. Okay, that's a plan. That's a plan. Next, what else we want to produce? Aluminium casing. We do need that. And that's just 3 ingots. Straight into a constructor. So we can do that down at where the aluminium itself is being produced. Our other issue that we now have, if we have a look at this power pole, our maximum consumption is now over our capacity. I mean, we're only using just over half, I suppose, at the moment. So that's not too much of a problem, but we will want to look at hooking up more power fairly soon. Okay. What am I going to do now? What I'm going to do now, then, is I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to hook up this copper node and then see about somehow bringing this... these aluminium ingots up here. Or do I want to bring the copper down there? Either way, it's going to be messy, isn't it? Let me think. Let me hook this copper node up and I'll think about how we're going to move the materials. I thought you'd like to see that. Just clearing the ground. Unfortunately, that looks like all I need to explode. Oh, well. Oh, no. We can blow that up as well. Just for fun. Right. Back to it. Okay. We have all of this set up and producing. These are all producing ingots. Some of those are feeding out into a constructor here, which is making aluminium casing. That's all feeding out into a storage bin here. Or should be. Will be when it's connected to the power. There we go. That is now producing aluminium casings. And coming out into a storage bin right here. On the other side, we have all of these coming out. If I come up here, into a pair of assemblers. Both of these are connected up to the copper that we're bringing in, strung under there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But that's all coming down from the new copper mine that we've set up. And these are producing all-clad aluminium sheets. Yes, that's what I was going to do. Okay, so that should be running at close to 100%, I think. We should be producing way more copper than we need. I think we're producing 10 more a minute than we need in these assemblers. So that should be fine. And the aluminium, I think, is about right, because I've got it... Right. These two are coming straight out into mergers and going straight into there. So that's 120. This one is coming out into a splitter. So 30 is going that way, which makes 150. And 30 is going that way to join with the 60 from this one in this merger here, making 90 a minute. Which is what this needs. So in theory, this should all be producing at 100%. In theory. Now, the water over here. I want to make sure that we're not going to overflow. So instead of turning one of these off, I wonder if I should put a valve on here restricting how much comes in. I don't really know how this works. It doesn't seem to be having any problems at the moment. So I wonder if it'll favour what's coming out of that machine over what's being pumped up from down here. I don't know. Genuinely don't know. I think we're all right, but if you know better, please do let me know in the comments below. I know last time we had a bit more of a problem. Bit more of a problem balancing it, and I had to use valves to prevent it all blocking up. But I don't know if this is something that's changed in Update 7 or not. So, let's have a look. I mean, all the water that's being produced seems to be going straight out of it. There doesn't seem to be any problem. It's not backing up or anything. Okay, right, well, we'll keep an eye on that. Up here, as you can see, the truck has just dropped off, so we're still pretty much full of silica, so that's good. We've got plenty of silica coming down into all of this, and it looks like... yeah, it looks like the flow is about right, so that's good. That's okay. Yeah, right. Next thing on the agenda, then. What is the next thing on the agenda? I don't know. I really don't know. We need all of this stuff to be able to unlock the next hub upgrade. So let's go and have a look at what the next hub upgrade is. Okay, here we are. So, next on the agenda will be probably logistics. That would be the best idea, wouldn't it? What do we need to actually make any of the stuff we need to make? That's the first thing we need. So that would be sensible, but we need radio control units for that. And that's when we're going to need to make those crystal oscillators. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. We can work around that. But logistics, let's have a look. Well, I did have the common sense to go back and grab some aluminium sheets and some casings. But I didn't have enough encased industrial beams. So let me go and grab those quickly. But first, I'll pop that on to cook. And I'll be right back. Okay, I have the encased industrial beams. Whoops. Now, chuck those in. Press the big red button.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
Thank you very much. And as you can see, our pod has returned. It did decide to come back. Whether or not it'll come back after this little jaunt, we'll see, I suppose. There it goes. Still got 7.5 minutes left on that hard drive, so that's no good. Right. Next milestone, I think, then. Hazmat suit we will need sooner or later, because we are going to want to deal with uranium, and the pod's back. That was quick. Okay, yeah, so we will need the hazmat suit sooner or later, because we are going to want to deal with uranium, and I'm pretty sure that's bad for you. I'm not a scientist or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's bad for you. So aeronautical engineering is probably the next thing we want to look at, because that will give us drones, which will really help clear up some of the mess that we've made with... I say we. That's unfairly accusing you of being involved in any of this mess. But yeah, it will clear up some of the mess that I've made with conveyors and things like that. I can get rid of that whole skyway there, because that's not being used anymore. Although I will need to restring the power, I think, because that does follow that. But if I string the power along where the Caterium wire, whatever that's called, quick wire, is coming in. I'll be able to just take out all of that, get all those resources back, and use them for something else. So, yes, let's do that. Let's select aeronautical engineering as our next milestone. I have the all-clad, and I have the casing for that. I might as well put in the motors that I have. And what have we got here? Radio control units, which we don't have any of. Doesn't look like it. Okay, then. Now, what are those things? Crystal oscillators. We need quartz crystal, which we are producing. We need cable, which we are producing. And we need reinforced iron plates, which we have coming out of the wazoo. Okay, that is not a problem. Didn't want to do that, I want to do that. There we go. So, I think that's going to be next episode, or possibly between episodes. We'll have a look. What I also want to think about is a rail network, and I don't know if one big loop around what we currently have is the best way to do it, or several kind of back and forth runs like we had in the last playthrough. That's a question. Definitely a question. What were we making up here? Was it rotors? Because I know we've got some spare manufacturing up here that we can turn to stuff if we need to. We've got more copper available. So, in fact, we can actually turn some of this... Well, leave all this as it is. But we can connect... Oops. This one up. And set that to making reinforced iron plates. And... we bounce over here. I'm pretty sure we have spare capacity on this copper mine. Yes, we do. Okay, so we can make cable there. I mean, that's way more than we need. Let's have a look again. Crystal oscillator. 36 raw quartz. 28 cable and 5 of those. And it takes 2 minutes to produce the 2. Oh, we have more than enough. We have more than enough already being prepared. There's no point in turning over production here just for that. No. We will take from, I think, from storage we should have enough of both of those. So that just means bringing quartz crystal down from up here. And if I check how much we're making... 22 a minute. And this is in no way balanced at the moment, I don't think. So we can look at that. But there's another deposit just there as well. So if need be, we can hook that up. That's some terrible parking. What's wrong with you? Are you just loading? Let's assume you're just loading. I'm assuming you're just There we go. You're just loading. Okay, good. Come on. It's not that difficult. You've got plenty of space. Just... There we go. That's it. Well done. Have a cookie. Right. We will leave it there for this episode. As I say, we want to look at setting up those crystal oscillators, but that's fine. I can do that. I'll probably do that between episodes, because that's just going to be... What do we need for that? Just we need a manufacturer for that. Okay. That's fine. We can do that. So if we bring the quartz crystal down into storage, maybe. Or do we want to bring those bits across? I'll probably bring the crystal down into storage. And then we'll set up another manufacturer where we've got all of that manufacturing slung off the side of the storage area there. Create more mess with conveyors. Yeah, that's what I'll do probably. Maybe. But as I say, we also want to think about the rail. How we're going to run that around. Whether, as I say, a big loop would be best and several large trains. No, I don't know. Let me know. I'll have to look at possibly some tutorials on using setting up rail and using rail, because I'm not sure what the best way to do that would be. Ooh. Obviously, one big loop would probably take up less resources because you wouldn't be doubling up on anything. I don't know. I'll have a look at some tutorials, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a look at our research. Okay, what have we got there? An adhered plate, which just takes 3 iron plates and 1 rubber to make reinforced iron plates. Okay. Steel-coated plates, that uses steel. No, not interested in that. Coated iron plates is just iron ingots and plastic. No, I think the adhered iron plate's probably the best way to go. But again, and somebody in comments said that there are databases available for the sort of best recipes. And I said at the time, I'm probably not going to look at that. So, yeah, we'll go for that. Why not? And we will leave it there for this episode. So thanks very much for joining us. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. And comment and all that. Hit the notification bell. All that stuff really does help the channel out. Please join us next time. And until then, I've been John. This has been Satisfactory. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.